Hello everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and tonight we're doing something a little bit different than usual. So, normally we play regular merfolk decks in here, but we've strayed from that every now and then. We're still going to be playing with merfolk tonight, but not as many as usual. We've got some traitor fishes in our deck tonight. We got Thassa's Oracle. We're playing a deck based around Oracle, and we've also got Harbinger of the Seas in this deck. So let me get this open. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to stream tonight, specifically because there was thunderstorms and it was not clear if, um, if the power was going to be good. But there we go. This is a mono blue deck. Ah, yeah, beautiful. Look at it. Fantastic. Love it. Oh, I gotta see. Do we get all matching sets this time? I think we did, actually. Yeah, looks like it. All right, good, excellent. Yeah, we're doing this today. Our deck has a Harbinger of the Seas in it, which everybody knows and loves this. It's our favorite fish. And then Thassa's Oracle, which is our most hated fish. It's the most traitor fish of them all. Because it's good in all the decks that it's good in are not merfolk. So I don't know. We have two more Harbinger of the Seas in the sideboard. So we actually have 6 fishes in our 75 here. So, that counts. This is like merfolk, right? It's all blue cards. That counts. But, no, Thassa's Oracle is a card that always wins the game unfairly. And we're going to do that today. It's our plan. We're doing something completely ridiculous. So, this is actually a deck that's near and dear to me because before I started streaming Merfolk in the very, very early days of my channel, I actually streamed other decks a lot. And one of them was a Goblin Charbelcher, aka the People's Cannon. That's right. If you watched me in the beginning of my, streaming career here, you'll know I used to be one of the mods of the Charbelcher Discord, and I played that a lot. I played the deck before it was cool, okay? I played it when you had to play like 3 actual basic lands in the deck. And your plan to win was to tutor the basics out of your deck and then use them to cast your rituals into Charbelcher and so on. But you actually had to have 2 basic forests and a basic mountain in the deck in order to win. This is before all these dual face lands existed, so you had to really put lands in the deck. But ever since the dual face lands came out, then the red green Charbelcher decks have stopped putting basics in their deck. And in fact, now there's so many, because Modern Horizons 3 printed a bunch more dual face lands. There's actually enough of them now where you don't even need to play. You don't have to play multiple colors. There's enough dual face lands. You can play all one color, baby. So what do we got here? We have some come into play tapped ones. So this Beyeen Veil is one. Comes in tapped. Jwari Disruption is a tapped one, and what's their other one here? Silundi Vision, that one comes into play tapped. And then we have our Seagate Restoration, which is a bolt land. We have Hydroelectric Specimen, which is a bolt land, and we have Sink into Stupor, which is a bolt land. So we're playing a total of 24 lands in the deck, even though none of them are a land on the front side. So really, if you're looking here, MTGO thinks, okay, 0 lands in the deck, but really we have 24. And we have one in the sideboard, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah, the idea here is that, all right, well, we have 2 basic plans for this. So one is probably the one you're more familiar with. Goblin Charbelcher is a card that when you activate it and you have no lands in your deck, you basically just win the game. You will reveal cards from the top until you reveal a land, which in this case we have no lands in our deck. So you will flip your deck and it will deal that much damage to whatever you target with it, which is usually going to be your opponent's face, almost exclusively, right? There is almost no scenario in which you would ever want to target anything else. It'd have to be something really weird, like they have True Believer or something in play that you'd have to kill first, but no. 99.9% of the time, you're just going to activate Belcher and deal about 40-some damage to your opponent and just win the game. Great, excellent. So, costs 4 to play it, 3 to activate it. And here's the cool thing. We have Lotus Blooms in here. This is a card that the Ad Nauseam decks used to play a whole bunch. Because the idea is that if you play this on, if you suspend it on turn 1, it will come online by turn 4. Turn 4, you will have 4 lands and you can play, plus your Lotus Bloom that gives you 7 mana, so you have your 4 to cast this, crack this for 3 to activate it, you win the game. Beautiful. Excellent. Charbelcher, the People's Cannon, activate for the win. Lovely. But, then if we're going to do that, then what's the point of Thassa's Oracle? Well, it'd be kind of shitty to just have one way to win the game, because, like, let's say your opponent, like, stone brains you or something and takes away your Charbelcher. Well, how are you going to win the game now? So, in Legacy, we have this card called Paradigm Shift, which combos with Thassa's Oracle by basically exiling your deck. It's a 2-mana spell that effectively lets you, you get to trade your deck with your library, or your graveyard, I mean. And, when you have no cards in your graveyard, then you basically just exile your deck, play Thassa's Oracle, win the game. Well, since we don't have any lands in our deck, there is actually a card in Modern that is kind of similar to that, and it is Selective Memory. This card lets you search your deck for any number of non-land cards, which is literally all of the cards in our deck. You can exile however many of them you want, and then shuffle. So the idea behind this is it's sort of a 1-card combo with this, that you pay 4 mana, cast this, exile every card from your deck except Thassa's Oracle, and then shuffle your 1 Thassa's Oracle, so it will be your top card. And then you either draw it next turn and cast it and win the game with an empty deck, or if it's the same turn, like if it's turn 4, you have your Lotus Bloom suspended. If you have Preordain in your hand, you can just cast Preordain, draw the Thassa's Oracle, play it, so there's your 7 mana, you win the game in turn 4. So, there you go. That's how this can work. 2 different ways to win the game, both of them relying on the fact that we have 0 land in the deck. It's cool, right? And now, so yeah, like, half of the deck are just, the modal face lands. So they do some useful things, like Jwari Disruption is kind of a force spike here. Beyeen Veil can, like, keep us alive longer by blunting aggro. And then we also have Silundi Vision can look at the top 6 and try to find a selective memory, which we need to win the game. Or it can find counter magic to protect it. So that's important. So yeah, it helps us dig for combo pieces. And yeah, Sink in the Stupor is also useful. It can buy us some time. It can importantly bounce something like, say, Leyline of Sanctity, which, if we're going to try to win with Charbelcher, we obviously want to bounce the Leyline and then, just Belcher them in the face. But yeah, so it deals with a lot of stuff where if it's like there's like a Death Shadow or something, you can, keep it for, like, bounce it and fog them for a turn. But then, we have Preordain here, which one useful, so Preordain is the only card in our deck that we are casting in turn 1. Most of the time we're going to play a tapped land, but if we have Preordain in our hand, we can actually cast it and try to find a Lotus Bloom. It lets us dig 3 cards deep to try to find it. Our most explosive starts here are going to be when we have Lotus Bloom suspended in turn 1, so that we can try to just combo off in turn 4. So, Preordain lets us dig 3 cards deep for 1 mana to try to find this to enable the most open. Or, like I said, if we have Selective Memory, we can cast the Preordain in turn 4 if we open with the Bloom to try to just draw the Oracle, play it, and win the game in the spot. So, yeah, and I mean, at any given point, like, it also just digs for the win condition we need to. So, if, and at any given point, we can always just cast Preordain, like, try to find, like, either Belcher or Selective Memory, and yeah, go off from there. So then the rest of the deck is just stuff that's going to slow our opponent down or protect our combo. So to that end, we have Harbinger of the Seas, which can lock out a bunch of decks by just turning all their lands into islands. So against a lot of decks, if they don't, especially the ones that don't have counter magic or anything, we can just slow them down immensely by just playing Harbinger, and then we have all the time in the world to just play our win conditions, and they can't do anything about it. Then we also have stuff like Subtlety, Disrupting Shoal, and Force of Negation, which can help protect our combo here. Subtlety prevents stuff like Teferi from coming down on a critical turn, and also It also stops, Subtlety from interacting with us playing Thassa's Oracle, and just in general slows our opponent down. Same thing. Force of Negation, can deal with some of those important things when, or stops our opponent from just winning the game or casting something important, like I said, a Planeswalker or whatever. Or, like a One Ring if we're trying to Belcher them, that sort of thing. But Disrupting Shoal is probably the most important one because it is a protective spell we can cast on our turn for 0 mana. So these are all pitch spells, and Snapback is also a pitch spell, which we'll talk about in a second. But the idea, since we're playing a bunch of all of our lands can actually be pitched to our pitch spells. It's basically secret benefit. We can just like throw away, extra. If we flood out in lands, we don't need to play them. It's not a big deal. We can always use them to protect ourselves. So Disrupting Shoal means that anything that we have 1, 2, 3s, and we actually even have some 4s, and technically a 7. I have a hard time imagining that 7's going to matter, but it could. So like, anything that like counterspell or like Force of Negation, like Disrupting Shoal, can we pitch a card to it and just counter it, and that's something we can do on our turn. So it's cool. We're playing mono blue, so literally every card in our deck pitches to this. So yep. Well, I should say every non-artifact card in the deck. Obviously, you can't pitch Charbelcher to this, but yeah, it's cool. It's really, really powerful. Even just Jwari Disruption, is kind of nice because it can slow our opponent down. But the other card we have here is interaction with our opponent. Again, it's a pitch spell, so we can exile a card to just bounce a creature, which is always nice if their opponent has something important that they need in play. It's going to threaten to kill us, so, Snapback is a really cool way to interact with them for free. We get to tap out and, throw away our useless lands in order to do this. So our sideboard is then just a bunch of cards that kind of hinder our opponent here. So Brazen Borrower can, interact with more of those dangerous permanents, like I said, Leyline and stuff like that. We have Counter Magic here and Spell Pierce, more Harbinger of the Seas, just to the decks that are weak to this card. We want to bring in more of that, obviously. Gigadrowse is very, very cool because against a lot of the control decks, you can replicate this to tap all of their lands down, and you do this on their end step, and there's basically nothing they can do about it. It's like countering it is going to require them to tap lands anyway, and since it's replicated each one of these, like they basically need to have exactly Flusterstorm to deal with this, and the chances that they're going to have Flusterstorm into like a counterspell on the following turn anyway are not very good. So yeah, this just taps your opponent out and just clears the way for you to combo, so hopefully they don't have like Force of Negation and you're just clear to go. And then the last card here is the one that we've not really got to play with a whole lot in this channel before. It's Commandeer, which is really cool. You can play this against like Planeswalkers and all those kind of decks. You gain control of a non-creature spell and choose new targets for it, so it's really, really powerful way to just protect your spells by stealing theirs. Can also steal things like the One Ring if you want, or like a Karn the Great Creator, or any of those kind of things. Yeah, very, very powerful card. And then one basic island in the sideboard. Now, why the hell would we possibly want a land in our deck when the whole point is we want to not have lands in our deck? Well, I will tell you. We want to have a land basically to search up in case our opponent is using any sort of effect, like say Ghost Quarter or Field of Ruin is most likely the one. But yeah, like again, any deck that's gonna like make us search for a basic, we want to have at least one basic to find, so that otherwise they're just like time walking us every time that they blow up one of our lands. So very important to know. Now, this deck is a little bit weak to getting Grief scammed because they can take all of your lands from your hand with Grief, so you got to be careful about that. So yeah, there's some vulnerability to this, but at the same time, like, this is just a really cool and fun deck that I've wanted to play for a while. Like, since I like Belcher, and Modern Horizons 3 giving us more of these lands makes this kind of deck possible to play. It's had a few 5-0s I've seen up, so it's like, it definitely is like, it's powerful enough that it can win leagues. I don't know like that it's going to be as good as our normal Merfolk deck, but this is sure as hell going to be a lot of fun, so that's why we're going to do it. So there we go. That's what we're up to today. So hopefully if you're watching the replay here, you will click the thumbs up for me. I would really appreciate that. And yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's go. We'll run this through a league. It probably won't take as long as a normal league, because this is a combo deck, so like you pretty much know if you're either gonna win or lose pretty quickly against a lot of these decks. So we'll see one way or the other, but it's fine. I wanted to do something a little bit different. We've played like a ton of Merfolk in a row, and we've been doing really well with it. I think everybody knows that like we've got Fish pretty honed in on what we're doing with it, so I'm very pleased with the way that that deck is constructed. But this is more fun. I wanted to try something like this, so yeah, this is what we're doing, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Hopefully we'll get to have some epic victories here. And I put my link tree in the chat here, so you can find all the relevant stuff here on my social medias and the replays on YouTube posted there. So there you go. All right. I know we're starting a little bit later here than usual, but like the power was like flickering earlier, and I was not sure if we were going to be able to play tonight or not. So we'll see. But yeah, this is going to be fun. I like playing these kind of fun nonsense decks. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay. Yeah, I had originally like I had posted that I was gonna postpone this till tomorrow, but the storm kind of cleared the area, and I really wanted to do this tonight. So yeah, hopefully people will see this as we're going here. All right, great. We won the die roll. Of course, we want to go first. All right, we have Selective Memory. So we have 1, 2, 3 lands here, including, yeah, a useful one. Yeah, we're going to keep this. I think we'll just play Silundi Vision first, because, I mean, it is possible we want to use this to Jwari Disruption next turn. See what's going on here. Yeah, we get to Selective Memory, draw Thassa's Oracle, hopefully just play it and not die, ideally. But yeah, we can always exile a Snapback to Snapback if we need to. Alright, Watery Grave. Cool. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. So we're probably up against the Dimir Scam deck. Alright, yeah, that's fine. So I'm guessing Counterspell is something we have to be worried about. Okay, so they're going to look at our top card to see what we draw. And we probably want to play the Seagate on turn 4 if we can help it, so that way we can just jam Memory. Alright, let's cast Preordain. Those are both good ones here. I think I want both of them on top, to be honest. Because that way it gives us a backup win condition in case they do, like, counter this, so... We'll play the Specimen here. No. And if... We actually do have 2 lands here, so I can play the Jwari Disruption next turn, hopefully. Yeah, like, maybe I can use it to counter something. The opponent is probably not going to know what we're up to. I think they saw Sink into Stupor, so... We'll see. Alright, Channeler, sure. Thoughtseize. Alright, yeah, they're gonna Thoughtseize me. That's fine. Like, it doesn't really... So if they take my Selective Memory here, it actually doesn't matter, because we still have Belcher on the way that we can win with that instead, so... And we can just hard cast a Snapback if we need to. they did take Selective Memory, which I think is a good choice for them. I think I can afford to take this right now. Alright, so here I can, yeah, it depends on what we want to do here. Probably I'm going to cast one of these two spells this turn. Like, I can snap back something. I can always, like, play the Sink into Stupor next turn. I guess I can play Seagate tapped right now. No. Alright. So they don't know we have Belcher here. We'll probably just snap back the Nethergoyf. Okay, so they are doing something here. Alright, I will let this go through because if they don't do anything, I can always just snap back this thing again next turn. Or I guess I can just do this again. Getting hit for 3 is not that bad. Yeah, and we don't really need to worry about this too much. So I drew another snapback. So I guess, like, I could play the Disruption right now, or I could play the Sink. Sink is probably better to keep in my hand here, because then, yeah. They for sure have Counterspell. They shock themselves for this Steam Vents here, so... Do, 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 do. I don't really want to exile these yet, because if I draw the Disrupting Shoal, I would love to be able to cast this with Shoal backup for the counterspell. Okay. Cycle Street Wraith for what exactly? Drown in the Loch. Okay. I really kind of need to save the life right now. We're just gonna hope they don't have, like, Spell Pierce. Oh, fuck. They have a... Alright, they have Scalding Tarn for... Alright, Counterspell is online, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Oh, Preordain? Okay, well then hopefully that means they don't have Counterspell. Or another Drown in the Loch, so... The only thing we're worried about right now is Spell Pierce. They didn't replay that, so that looks very much to me like they have Spell Pierce. But I have to at least try here. Stubborn Denial. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's rough. So let's see. They have lots of like, see, Harbinger of the Seas would not actually help us against the counter spells, but we have, like, more counter magic in the sideboard. It would actually stop them from playing anything, like, relevant. It's still pretty good against them, because they have to, like, kind of deal with it. Alright, what's the chance that we can actually win again next turn? They're going to put us to 7, replay Nethergoyf. I don't think that we actually have a way to win from here. Alright, I think that we actually do want Harbinger, and I'm not sure Subtlety is what we really need to be worried about here. I think probably Gigadrowse is good here, because we can tap them out. I don't think this is a deck where we like Force of Negation is probably not the one that we need either. Spell Pierce is more likely. And I think Harbinger. I think we're just going to do it like this. Borrower is okay. There's more 1-drops for Shoal, so that helps too. It feels like this is probably a tough matchup. Okay, well, we have Memory here. We only have 2 lands, though. I mean, we got Shoal, like, I guess... I guess we're going to keep it and just hope we can draw the lands. Alright, we'll play this first. So we have, like, the counter magic, and we have, yeah, so to protect this, that's the important part. Probably play Channeler here. If they do, I might actually just Shoal Channeler. Nethergoyf. I could actually Shoal pitch the Spell Pierce to counter it, but I don't think I'm worried about that, really. It's not really the important thing right now. Well, they looked at our top card, so that's alright, important to know. Alright, well that's a good, because we actually need the lands here. I don't want to bolt myself just yet. So I will play the Disruption here. It leaves up Spell Pierce if we really need it. In case they try to, like, Thought Seize us. And again, we just have to draw 1 more land, then we can hopefully get our Memory off here. And I want to try to keep the Snapback in hand for Shoal. And then ideally we can just play Oracle, and then if they counter this one, we can just play the other Oracle. That's my thinking here. Sure, Preordain away. We really want to draw another land this turn. That would be ideal. So post-combat, what are we doing? Alright, is this Thoughtseize? Nethergoyf. It's not great, but I can... Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright. I don't want to pay the life right now. I may have to bounce one of them with a Snapback. Well, I'm pretty sure I have to Spell Pierce that. I guess if we draw the untapped land, we win. Probably. Yeah. Doesn't... Alright, so this is going to get a little awkward. I can't play the Memory right now, so I'm going to have to snap back one of these things. They're going to lightning bolt my face. Okay. Stubborn denial. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, nothing I do is going to answer that. Is there any possible way to win from here because of that? I don't think so. I think them having exactly bolt plus denial was too much, right? Because yeah, they can, yeah, I'll be at 4, which means this is going to be lethal to me next turn anyway, so I can draw like another snapback, I guess. Okay, I guess that's the only possible way to win. I have to draw like exactly snapback. Um, it doesn't actually do it because I still don't have like I can still bounce this thing, but it's not gonna do anything because I can't actually like win. I needed exactly snapback. Opponent had too much interaction that game. That sucked. That probably is like gonna be one of the hardest things for us to beat. They have like a bunch of discard spells, counter spells, and a fast aggro clock. Like can probably defeat 2 of those things, but not like all 3. So, all right. What do we have here? Preordain, 2 lands, and a bunch of win conditions. I guess that's probably gonna be like it's okay enough. Play this tapped, go. And we just I think we're supposed to preordain for a bolt land and just try jamming these things until we get there. Alright, so this looks like Jeskai control. We might be able to steal this from them. Disruption is not terrible. Okay, which means this thing is probably useless. We'll cast Preordain first. Down on the bottom, I think we put Bloom on top, then it actually does potentially give us a win here. Like when we do it. Okay. Yeah, by the time we get our last land untapped here, we should have Lotus Bloom, so theoretically, like, a Belcher would just win the game. Or, you know, they might waste their counterspell on the Bloom, hopefully. We can just jam Belchers and repeatedly until we get there. That's not bad. That lets us potentially go for this next turn. We can just try jamming one of these things, and if they counter it, then the following turn we just jam it and then do it anyway. So they play like Teferi or something, I can just subtlety it, or just potentially disruption. All right, opponent, what are you doing here? They're doing nothing. They are fucking afraid. They could have brought this back, and they choose not to. So clearly, they have to have something, right? That's definitely useful. Okay, so I think let's get it. I'm sure they have at least a counterspell in hand, so let's get it out of there. Okay. This lets us potentially do this again next turn, so. Or we can just cast the Selective Memory next turn and then go for like double Thassa's Oracle. So like, we're repeatedly threatening to win the game over and over, so we're going to force them to have many counterspells. This is probably a good position to be in. What does this mean? Get rid of Disruption. We don't really need that. This gives them a clock where they can try to win the game. So, like, what we're doing is by evoking this and just, like, it slows them down immensely. And, like, we're forcing them to have a lot of answers to these cards. So, and they've already used one of these. They've played their land for turn, so, yeah, it's... I mean, like, Spell Pierce wouldn't really be enough either because we have the Lotus, so... If it resolves, I might actually go for the Selective Memory instead. Because that lets us beat potentially like 2 answers. We'll just put the other Oracle on top of our deck and then just the next turn just cast Oracle into Oracle. They put Flage in the bottom, okay. I don't know, it's depends. Like there's a lot of ways this can go. I guess if I play Belcher and it resolves, I just win, right? Because I have the Lotus. I'm sure that it probably is hard to click through, but you know what? We're here for a good time, not a... we deal with it if we have to. This is fun. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna go for the Belcher because we have the mana here, right? So we may as well. Okay, we win. Cool. Awesome. Beat the control deck. Okay, so the control deck, we want Gigadrowse. This is important. I think we want Spell Pierce. And we want Harbinger of the Seas. Subtlety actually is reasonable against them. Snapback is not very good, though. They do have, like, Planeswalk. They have, yeah, they do have, like, I'm sorry, Flage and maybe Teferi. We have to worry about. I guess it's just a matter of, like, how much stuff can we afford to play around. But also potentially Subtlety, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll get rid of, like, 2 of these. Thing is, Drowse does, like, force them to tap out, so that's kind of useful, and yeah. We'll see. Harbinger slows them down a lot, but I guess maybe we'll just play 3 here, because we have, like, a lot of good cards against them, and we have to cut one more thing. I mean, they know that we're going to have these things, right? They don't know about Shoal, so... What do we not want? I think, like, honestly, I want all of these things, so... Could cut, like, one of these lands, like, probably, maybe this Veil. Whatever, and just run with 23. Okay, we'll try. Okay, what do we got here? We got 3 lands here and some interaction and the win condition. Yeah, I think this is a great hand. Why are they... I guess they're just going to cast a tune, right? That's what's happening here. So we'll just play this first. Okay, Subtlety's okay. It's not hugely useful, but it's fine. Probably just play Jwari next turn, and then turn 3, try to jam Harbinger of the Seas. It should slow them down a fair bit. That's pretty good. Spell Pierce up means that like we have an answer to like Teferi or something like that. Or we could just try to Gigadrowse them out and just go that direction. I have a basic planes, okay. I might not need the Harbinger here. Might not be necessary. This could just be, Gigadrowse, like, just cleans up here, so. It seems fine. Because if I just tap all 3 of their lands and, like, just go for it, I can just cast a Selective Memory and yeah, and we have Subtlety and, like, Spell Pierce. Let's see. I think this. What do I do? If I play Harbinger, they kind of have to deal with it, right? They could just bolt it right now. So yeah, they didn't tap out for anything, so I don't really need to play it. But I can, yeah, if they're not careful, I can just like Gigadrowse and just tap all their lands. Force them to have like a force or something. Well, they seem to be really scared at the moment. Hmm. So I just like tap all these 3, right? Then I can just go for this, and then probably just put both oracles on top. Can afford to try that. I don't think countering this is really going to be helpful, so I don't know what their plan is at the moment. Oh, they're going to counter the triggered ability. Okay, that's really powerful. I see. Sure. That's fine. Okay. Well, I'm sure they have a counter spell, but I'll force them to use it here. Let them think the coast is clear, and then next turn I will just cast the other memory plus Spell Pierce as backup. Okay. So we want to exile everything except Thassa's Oracle. I can see, yeah, this is annoying because it's not really clear which cards you have clicked on. Do 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 do. Alright, let's make sure we get every card except the 2 oracles. So our plan is just going to be to draw both of them and then cast them both with the Spell Pierce. So I don't have to do it next turn, but I do want to do it the turn afterwards. Sorry. Let's make sure that they're all clear here. Ah, we did miss one. There we go. Okay, that should be all of them. If we did this correctly, our deck is now exactly 2 Thassa's Oracles. All right. I can play the Harbinger next turn just to force them to do something. Like, they know the game is going to be over in, like, 2 turns no matter what, so... And I have Selective Memory for Subtlety here. This is just kind of there to bait them out from doing anything. Alright, so counter magic is basically all that's on the table right now. Alright. Do we got it? No, they have consign? Oh no! Okay, they got it. They had 3 answers. We could beat 2, but we couldn't beat all 3. Alright. We tried. Still, I think that was fine, right? Okay. Do we want to do anything here? The Commandeer maybe could be relevant. You have to exile 2 cards for it, though. Alright. Their hand had to be, like, really stacked in order to get through that. They had to have 3 answers. Okay. I don't think I change anything. Alright, we got Belcher. We have 2 lands. We have... Alright, and plus some Preordains and Gigadrowse. I think we can find some lands here. We'll keep this. We'll Seagate into Preordain and hopefully try to keep this Stupor for turn 4. This is fun. Aren't we having fun? I like playing Doomsday. I don't think I want either of those. I want lands. That's not really it. So next turn we're going to have to Preordain again. Just try to find land. Alright, well that's fine. I guess we're going to do this anyway, because we still need more lands than just this. It's not terrible. I kind of like both of those, but... Okay, the shoal... How useful is it going to be? Probably not that useful, actually, because we're not going to have, like, blue cards to pitch for it. The Lotus Bloom is not going to come online until like turn 5. We only have, so we'll have a couple turns to draw lands, but it means we're not casting a win condition on turn 4. Yeah, but we do have turn 4 to Gigadrowse them out. I think we can put this here and just play it. We might also draw the land next turn anyway, so I think it's a good backup here. So we can put, yeah, turn 3, or like I guess turn 4 actually. We can, yeah, we Gigadrowse them, and then hopefully just turn 5 that'll come on, and then we can just win that way. Can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. That's all right. Well, the Lotus is offline. All right. Well, that's still good. All right. Well, I can just Gigadrowse their 2 lands and then just try to cast Belcher and hope they don't have an answer to it. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm sorry. Yeah, we targeted the wrong thing here. We want to target their stuff. Yeah. Replicate once. Just hope they don't have an answer to the Belcher. No! Oh my god! I misclicked that so bad! Oh no. Okay, well, they're gonna float the mana anyway. I guess they would have only left them with colorless regardless, so wouldn't actually have like mattered. Okay, they couldn't have like spell pierced me or anything regardless, but all right. Yeah, all right. Let's just play the Belcher. All right. They have to find a way to answer this turn or they die. And then we're just gonna play another one regardless, so. They don't have Force, obviously, so that's good. I don't think there's anything they can have that the Subtlety matters for here, but I guess if they have, if they had like a, I don't know, a Skyclave apparition, like this would be good here. All right, we win the match. Got there. We beat the control deck. All right, well, the misclick didn't actually like hurt us, but still, that it could have been bad. Like if it was any other land besides that, we could have fucked up. But it's all right. There we go. See, look, we got there. We're 1-1. We got to see both parts of the combo plan. So like, they needed a really good draw to beat half of it. The Gigadrowse is very good. I'm actually wondering if I should have the 4th one in the sideboard, because it seems like the most powerful way to beat like actual factual counterspell and force them to need like exactly Force of Negation most of the time. So there we go. Can we fight a non-blue deck for a change though? Like I would prefer not. I guess I don't know. Maybe that matchup's not actually that bad for us. Let's see. We only have 2 lands here. We have shoals, though. And see, we are on the draw. I guess. We're going to need a little bit of help, but sure, we'll try it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that is fantastic. That is like, all right. That is like bar none the best card we could have possibly drawn right now. Okay. So this lets us, if we can find the mana, we can just like slam Belcher into a turn 4 win. So. Like, no deck is prepared for the bullshit that we're doing right now anyway, so. Trinisphere? Oh, fuck. I can't actually shoal that. I don't have a 3-drop for that. We played the 3-drop. Okay. I thought maybe, like, Thought Not Seer would be what we have to worry about here, but I guess I was wrong. Alright. It's okay. Like, this is not the end of the world. We can... But it does mean that the shoal is not going to do anything. And, like, these cards are all, like, offline as long as Trinisphere is here. I guess what do we do? Like if we have to play the Veil, right? Because we need to play this untapped so we can try to play Belcher next turn. We obviously won't get to cast the I guess we could actually cast the Lotus, right? I guess it's kind of there. Like we could spend the mana for it. Okay, well, we're not doing that now because they just Stone Rained us. They had fucking, like, turn 2 Trinisphere. That was so shitty. I was thinking, like, you know, maybe Chalice of the Void or something like that. I didn't expect them to just, like, Windmill Slam that. Alright, this is bad because now it means that we're not able to play the Lotus here, and I don't know if we can actually race this. They're dealing us 9 a turn. I think we're actually dead. Yeah, we actually just die to this. We can't beat this. Okay, that was a huge pain in the ass. Alright, Harbinger of the Seas, I think. What do we want here? I don't think Snapback is really that important against them. Harbinger slows them down a lot if that resolve. I guess Subtlety is okay. I'm thinking that either Spell Pierce or Gigadrowse is the way to go. It's got to be like those two, right? Force kind of matters. I guess we can cut one of those. I can. Hmm. I mean, the Pierce or the Drowse are probably... It seems like that's probably worth it. I mean, this is at worst. This could be a Fog. Seems relevant too. Alright, let's do it like this. So we have a lot of mana here, but we need to dig for a win condition. I actually think that we're supposed to mulligan this. This looks a lot better. Keep this. Let's see. We have 2 lands plus Bloom here. So what do we get rid of? I think we get rid of Disrupting Shoal and we just have Pierce up. They can't turn 1 a Trinisphere, but they can turn 2 1. And Shoal is probably not doing anything relevant anyway. You know, that's a good point. I could have sided out Shoal. That's got to be fine to do, right? Okay, so the question is, do I need to actually worry about Spell Pierce in turn 1? What is the worst thing they can do here? Vexing Bauble, potentially? Alright. Just in case. We'll keep the Pierce up. I mean, maybe they'll play something like Chalice on 1 because we'll want that. I don't know. We probably don't want that to resolve just in case we draw like Preordains or something. Okay. I mean, we know they have Thought Knots here. That's not great. Which means I probably need to Gigadrowse and tap their land next turn so they don't turn 2 Thought Knot me. Yeah, it's still not going to buy me a lot of time. They're casting Chalice on 0. I can't actually Spell Pierce that. I guess I could, but it doesn't really do anything if I do. That sucks, but what are you going to do? Because they did exile the thing here, so... Alright, this is another deck that kind of has like a lot of answers to our nonsense here. Alright, I'm just hoping they don't have another Labyrinth, because I can't afford to play the Gigadrowse this turn, because it doesn't actually like get me to a point where I'm going to do anything relevant. Alright, well they just fucking have everything. Sure, take my memory. It doesn't actually, yeah, like, this isn't really helpful to me at the moment, so... Like, if they have this, they have this. Like, it's, yeah, we don't have a choice. They have to take this card. We need to draw another land into, the spell we need. Actually, Silundi Vision is probably what we do want to play this turn. It's an instant I can cast it in their turn. Alright, we just have to kind of hope. There's a lot of ways this is going to go wrong, but, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of trying. Oh, that's not good. I mean, okay. Yeah, they have like a bajillion mana here. Alright, there's the Selective Memory, so I guess we take that and just hope we draw the land. We have 2 draws to find it. And yeah, I can't do anything about the Chalice. There's no point to casting it here. Harbinger of the Seas does slow them down a little bit, but they still add a bunch. They add like a bajillion mana, so I don't. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. It can block the Thought Knot. It keeps us alive for a little bit longer, but yeah, it's. I guess I could always tap the Thought Knots here with the Gigadrowse. You found my channel from the Crystal Clear Discord. Oh yeah, cool. I appreciate that. I love me some Crystal Clear. Yeah, I'm very big a fan of that game. So okay, so let's see. This turns off their colorless mana. So I have to take a hit from them probably this turn. Yeah, I just take this damage. This does potentially let me draw a land. Oh, you found Moltres by accident? You can find like almost everything that game without having a lot of badges. That's kind of... I love the game. I love everything about it. Okay, sure. Trinisphere is gonna make things rough. I did not find the land, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to just tap the Thought-Knot Seer and just pass. But I think that means we're, like, basically dead. Yeah, this kind of went, like, about as wrong as it could have. They can add, like, a bajillion mana here, but... Okay, I have to draw the land this turn. If I find any land, I could theoretically still win. Alright, that doesn't do it. Literally, like, the worst possible thing to draw here. Alright, that sucked. Again, that was so unfortunate that they just had, like, the Trinisphere and, like, the Chalices. We're up against the decks that, like, have, like, tons of answers to this. This is terrible. We made it blue and named it Birder after the enemy from Shovel. Okay, that's kind of cool. Claire's probably a good one to do early because dragons are, yeah, they're tough. Unless you have like a very strong ice type in your team, you might find it difficult to get through dragons. So, which for anybody else watching, in Crystal Clear, you can fight the gyms and Gen 2 in any order you want. So there's a little bit of strategy depending upon what your team that you're building looks like. So you can choose to do the ones that might be harder later on, like early, like, you know, that for certain teams, like, you know, dragons might be difficult. Okay, that was a tough break here, but this is probably also a mulligan here. As good as this is, we don't actually have a win condition. We only have one land, so we have to do better than this. This is easily a keep here. We have 4 lands plus Preordain. I think we just throw Snapback away. What we want to do is play the... Oh, they go first. So we want to probably play the Preordain, try to find the Utopia Sprawl. That can't possibly be good for us, right? We want to find the Lotus Bloom if we can. We're going to dig deep in our deck to try to find it. Doesn't do it, but I do have a card to pitch to Force if need be. So there is that. You're going to do Sabrina next? Yeah, Psychic type. She can also be very difficult, too. Alright, what are we doing? Are we like... Fuck! Why? What is this? What is my life right now? No! Get that shit out of here. Alright, I guess we're suspending that. We're going to play... I guess the Vision here, because if we draw another land, we can keep this up next turn, so... Blue or Surge, yeah, makes sense. I always like leaving blue last because it just feels like the ultimate kind of test. It's like, okay, by the 16th badge, has my team actually come together enough to defeat, you know, a really balanced team, so... Okay, if they play another Blood Moon, it's not actually that bad. Fable, okay, whatever. Fine. We're probably okay with this. Alright, yeah, see, like, here, we can play the Veil, we'll play Sync next turn, and we have Jwari Disruption if they, like, tap out. Sure. Oh, that doesn't... Ow, like... It's just trying to close a chat window that was open. Alright. Alright, well, hopefully Disruption does something useful here. Get rid of Galvanic Discharge. So they have 5 mana available. So I really want them to tap out. Raptor, okay. We're just hoping they don't act... Magus of the Moon? Sure, that's fine. I mean, we're going to be able to play Belcher through it anyway, but... I might actually wait a turn in this Belcher and just play this Sinks tapped. Treasure token here. They have one card left in their hand. I guess I could make them use the treasure, but I don't think it's actually very helpful to do that. It might actually be worth playing the Jwari and then using the Sink into Stupor on their turn, and then when the Lotus Bloom comes off of Suspend, then I can play Belcher and just activate it right away. Okay. I think that's going to be the play, right? Because this has one Suspend counter left on it. I don't think there's any way they can stop it from coming into play here. And we have the Sink in any case, so... I want to say that we probably have this. They only have one card left, and we can... if it's a relevant card that we care about, then we can just bounce it. Anyone who would be massively a threat at 10... Unstable Amulet. Okay, that's sure, that's fine. I mean... Crystal Clear, the difficulty is entirely on you, so you can kind of do whatever you want with it. It's Forest. Okay, that doesn't do anything. So, yeah, I guess the difficulty doesn't matter all that much. Okay, I go to 9 here. I don't think this matters. Yeah, you make it as hard as you want to, because you have, like, basically infinite money if you want from just, like, the casino. Or, like, yeah, by getting rare candies and stuff. Okay. One card in hand, like, does any of this actually matter? I don't think it does. I guess I just keeps this for Subtlety. Faulkner, I'm sure, will be a joke. Okay. Sure. Alright, we win. They don't even want to see the deck. They just know. It's like, it's over. Okay, cool. Alright, so... we got to be very careful here, because we don't act... Alright, how do we want to do this? They are definitely going to Blood Moon the fuck out of us. So these Lotus Blooms are going to matter a lot. Snapback is going to be very important because it can bounce the Maguses. They have Blood Moons, and yeah, if the Blood Moon lands, then we're kind of sunk. I think Subtlety comes out here. I want to say probably Brazen Borrower or Spell Pierce are the way to go. Shoal might be okay, but I don't see it being super amazing. The Force can always deal with the Blood Moons. Or Fables, I guess. It's also fine for that. Alright, Veil of Summer doesn't actually do anything to us, so that's worth noting. Okay. Harbinger of the Seas is also really weird, because, like, it can... If they have a Blood Moon in play, our deck actually, like, can't cast this back against them. So I'm not entirely sure that Harbinger is really what we want either. So probably just this. I don't think that this is a match where Gigadrowse really matters. I probably just the Pierce and Petty Theft matter more. I don't think that they do anything that we need to get the basic land. Alright, I could be wrong about that, but I think this is the way to go with this. We just got to be careful, because if we Selective Memory, like, okay, this looks great. We have 2 lands, Preordain plus Lotus Bloom, and Force. Like, we're definitely keeping this. Alright, we're on the draw here, so that's fine. That's great. I guess we just want to preordain here, right? They're obviously not going to turn to a moon here. We want to dig for the lands as quickly as we can. I do not want those right now. I also didn't really want another selective memory either. Like, those are all terrible cards to find. If they play Magus of the Moon, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Cause we have the Belcher, but we don't have an answer to anything. Yeah, that guy is gonna... He's a thing. Right. The Lotus Bloom, we're going to be relying on that a lot. Seagate, okay, good. Play it. I do not need to hurt myself. And if they play Blood Moon, we'll Spell Pierce it. Or Fable. Like, Fable's also worth piercing. Alright, if we can find one more land, then we can win in turn 4. Otherwise, otherwise we're looking at turn 5. So we can use the Lotus mana to help play the Belcher, and then we just have to protect it for a turn, and then use our 3 lands to actually activate it. Okay. So, but we're racing this thing now, too, so... Endurance. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's not great for us. I mean, I think it speeds up the... It really kind of forces the clock, right? Like, we have to find the land or we are dead, so... Okay. Okay, good. We found the land, so that's a plus. So we play this. And then next turn, we just have to force or pierce whatever they're doing right now. And hopefully that'll be the end of it. If they play Magus, it doesn't actually matter. I will definitely just pierce that. This matchup feels like it should be pretty good, because they don't have a whole lot of stuff that interacts with us, so... I guess it's possible that they could, like, blow up my, Like, they could have something to upkeep, destroy our Lotus Bloom. Like, I don't know what does that at instant speed that they would be playing, but it's theoretically possible, but I doubt it. But, yeah, no, we should have this easily right now. We're just gonna slam Belcher with the Might of Zeus. Okay, we go to 7. We're not surviving another turn, but that's fine. We knew that was the case anyway. I don't think they have anything left here to do, so... Okay, we just pass to us, and hopefully that's enough. Beautiful. Come on, main phase. Alright. Draw. Alright, main phase. I'm really hoping their plan was like Veil of Summer, because it shouldn't do anything. Beseiju? Okay. It's not actually going to matter. I still activate it. It's still going to hurt you. Alright, good game, opponent. Beautiful. Alright, we got 2 and 2. Alright. So we got that match was kind of easy. So I guess we had like our two wins that so far were like relatively easy. I think that one was that was definitely the easiest one, but and our losses were very difficult. All right, let's see. Can we make this a winning league? This is our chance right now. I am enjoying the fuck out of this deck. This is really fun for me. I'm probably gonna play this at like F&M. Well, I should say like weekly modern. They don't actually do it on Fridays here, but I will definitely play this at like casual modern night because like nobody's gonna see this coming. The Beseiju is definitely a reason where we might have considered bringing in the island, but yeah, we didn't really need it. They really should have gone after one of our lands. Okay. Let's see. We only have one land here. We have to mulligan this. Let's see. This looks better, right? So what do we got? We got we got more than enough lands here plus shoal. So we probably just get rid of one of these lands here, and then we have Preordain. Yeah, that seems fine. Think we just get rid of Veil. Seems like the worst one. Seagate is the one we're least likely to need Disrupting Shoal for, so that's why we're ditching it. Neither of those are what we're looking for here. Vision is not the worst draw because it does mean that on turn 3 we could cast it and try to dig for Selective Memory. We're going to have to bolt ourselves a lot, but it's not great. Okay, Tamiyo. I don't actually have a 1 to counter this, so it has to resolve, unfortunately. Here... No, we just have to play the Disruption. They're going to start to suspect something's up here, and they know that we've got to be like a Belcher deck of some kind, but Force is probably not a bad pickup here, because now we have Disrupting Shoal or Force. I assume they're just going to hold up like Counterspell. Oh, that's actually really great. Okay, well, if we found that... Does it matter what we do here? They're all 3-mana spells. So it's just a matter of what do we value most right now. Because I guess Vision's the pitch spell here. But if I do this, then I'm effectively taking 6. I go to 11. It's probably fine. But it depends, like, what's going to happen here. So Sink into Stupor is probably the one that we want to keep. Yeah, we can... There's a chance we could cast this at the end of their turn, too. Think that we're doing this. So take 3. If they don't do anything, I'll probably just cast Vision and try to dig for a 2-drop so that I can shoal it. Otherwise, I can sink into Stupor if they like cast a spell. No, I guess no. I guess I'm kind of priced into Vision here. Or I guess hard casting a Force or something is also an option. It really just depends what they do here. I think I think we're casting Vision more than likely. Okay. I don't know, it depends what they do. Like if they play like Dragon's Rage Channeler, I might shoal it. Excellent. Shoal's not a bad draw, right? Because that means we have protection from Counterspell if they do that. And we just stack our deck with 2 Thassa's Oracles and pray. Does it matter which one of these I take? I think I'm taking Shoal. I mean, I guess the thing is, like, they know I have Disrupting Shoal now. Alright. Well, they also don't know I have another Selective Memory, though, so that's a plus. So here, the plan is we're just going to go for 2 Oracles and hope that's enough, and then we'll use Force in literally everything that they do. You have to build in some sort of delay into clicking these cards, or otherwise it doesn't click them all. Alright. So we're 2-2. This is our 5th match here, so we're trying to go positive in this right now, Scientist. You beat Claire's, you're gonna go to Canton. Yeah, well, so here's the thing. Like, we're at 20 minutes here, Leo. If you're worried about losing to the clock, clicking it is slow, but this is not like Nadu slow. This is like a minute or so of clicking. It's not that bad. It could be way worse than this. Or any other colored swim-ups. There are actually several. In fact, part of the game is going, if you do one of the side quests, will send you around the world to try to find them all. I believe there's 5 in total that you need to find that are part of the Elite Oink Squad. You found Pinky and Lemon. Okay, so there's, I think, Bloink, Weird Grape, and I don't remember what the other one is. So there is also some thought process of, if I leave another land on top here, I could make this game go on 3 more turns, but that's probably not good. I really want to only do this, like... I think I only really will have 2 turns because of the Tameo, right? Because I have to have this before, like, Counterspell becomes an issue. Oh, I don't want to click these. These need to stay here. Okay. So Oracle. I just want to cast both of them in 1 turn and hope that's enough. Alright, let's just make sure I didn't miss any. Yep. Alright, I think we got everything here. Okay. Alright, pass. Yeah, I don't think the one on Mount Rose actually counts. I'm pretty sure he's just there to show you that there's a secret path. So, and I think his name is actually Diablo, if I recall. Okay. So we put 2 oracles on top, so Tameo can attack, make another clue, and I guess the thing is if they can't flip it in the same, if they like pay both, if they flip it, then they'd have to like tap out in order to flip it here. So I don't think we're worried about that. That's why I can't wait 3 turns. I can only like really wait with 2 turns, I think. Yeah, Tamiyo attacks. It'll make another token here. And if they try to like crack the clue and then flip it with a draw spell, it doesn't really matter because they'll be tapped out, and so hopefully that means that Oracle will resolve. And if they do it next turn, then we always have Force, so I don't think they can reasonably flip it. Preordain? Okay, so if they do that and the clue token, yeah, I think I'm supposed to actually just force this. Because now if they want, yeah, they can't flip Tamiyo here, and next turn they won't have enough mana to flip it probably and still have the counterspell up. No, we just have to pass. We need to do. So I need to do these both in the same turn, or in order to make sure that Okay, that's fine. They crack a clue here. I need in order to play around a removal spell, because if they like remove Thassa's Oracle, then it wouldn't actually trigger, so it would just lose to like Galvanic Discharge. But here they don't have 5 lands in play, so they can't crack 2 clues and play Counterspell. And if they crack 1 clue, play Counterspell, then then Oracle would still be okay. Alright, we're just hoping they don't have 2 more copies of Counterspell. Oh, that's not a good sign. Well, they invoked Subtlety here, so they didn't play the land. So, again, like, they're in the position where they still can't crack 2 clues plus cast Counterspell. We're just drawing the Oracle again next turn anyway. It's like, we're in basically the same exact position. I'm curious why they didn't crack the Vista and then do that. Okay, they're gonna bolt me. Can you actually, like, try to kill me here? I don't think so. Are you gonna snap bolt me? Okay, bolt, snap, bolt. I go to 5, I go to 3. Do you have another lightning bolt in hand? I guess I'm dead to snap, bolt, snap, and yeah, bolt, bolt, snap. Like, sure, I guess. If you can find a second lightning bolt here, you win. But like they had the bolt, so if I just played the Oracle, like, okay, you got it. If I just played the Oracle, they would have just bolted the Oracle, and we wouldn't have been able to go for it anyway. So, all right, we had to try. Okay, that's fine. So all right, so this deck. What do we want against this deck? I don't think Snapback is very good. Harbinger of the Seas is probably good, right? Well, it deals with like half of the stuff they have. I don't know. It doesn't like stop the counter magic though. Like that's really the biggest issue. But, yeah, like I think we want Gigadrowse. We probably want Spell Pierce. Harbinger is fine. It does force them to like do something about it, but I don't think that's the biggest issue. They have Subtlety, so like Subtlety's not irrelevant here either. I do have to cut 2 cards. Probably keeping Subtlety makes more sense, because we do know they have Subtlety that can interact with this, so... Alright, let's go. Okay, so we have only one land here. Ooh, that's not great. Yeah, I don't think I can keep this with just one land. Even though we have Preordain, this is still gotta be a mulligan. Alright. This is not a lot better. We have a win condition though, and we're kind of putting our hopes and dreams in this Preordain, but I think we got to do what we got to do. Preordain, find us a land, please. Find us many lands. Okay, bottom of the deck for that, and we want that on top. Can't do anything about that. It's not exactly what we were hoping to see here. We really need to find more lands, not more memories. Flames of Anor. Okay, they don't like flames here. That is not the one that we needed right now. Oh fuck, we're in trouble. Maybe I could have, yeah, I guess I could have played it and just hoped to put a land on top of my deck, but I don't think that's really doing it. This is a bad spot now. The best hope that we have is that, like, we need this Lotus to resolve and use the Spell Pierce to protect it, and then Belcher to win on the following turn. But we have to find the other land right now. Okay. Alright. It would really, because, like, we need to be able to untap and play this thing. Oh my god. Alright, so here's the problem. What do I do here? Like, casting Oracle is not really that doesn't... I could cast the Selective Memory and then Oracle next turn, but that doesn't really do it. If I put the Belcher in play, I can try to protect it with Force, and then just pray that I draw the mana to do it. And that they can't interact with the Belcher once it's in play. I don't really think I have an alternative. If they have Spell Pierce, they have Spell Pierce. Alright. So we're forcing anything that deals with this thing. Like, if they try to flame it, I guess... Oh, well, this is an instant, so but they got rid of it, so hopefully that means they don't have another one. If they do it, I want them to do it right now. The smart thing to do is wait till my upkeep to do this. Yeah, this is bad. That means they have, like, flame for sure. Yep. Fuck. Alright. I guess this. We are in some deep shit now. Like, our best bet is to try Belcher again at some point, but, yeah, it's unlikely we're protecting it anytime soon. I don't really care about this. Oracle being dead doesn't really matter. Tamiyo is kind of annoying. They're just going to put Counterspell back in their hand, so... Now that's definitely a sign of strength. They don't even get the Counterspell back, so... Ah, fuck. Okay. Well, the shoal is not very helpful right now either. Yep. Bolt, snap, bolt. This is a -7. I think that we are very much dead here. We like had a bad mulligan this game, and they had the interaction they needed, and we just like missed on land drops. So yeah, this is really really bad. Tamiyo's gonna tick up here, and then next turn they can just get literally like half their deck. I'm sure they're sitting on tons of counter magic, so like even if we slam this Belcher, it won't actually do anything. I could play this specimen and then just go for it. I guess, it puts us on one turn and we're dead to Lightning Bolt, but we were already probably like dead to that anyway, so. This is for sure going to draw like all of the bolts in their deck. Yeah, I don't think any of this actually matters. Right. I have no way of beating them drawing literally like 2 bolts and we're dead. Okay. I need this not to get countered. That's our only hope right now. Maybe, well, there's already like the flames are in the graveyard, so ugh. If they just like play another Snapcaster Mage, we're dead to that too. Alright, you got it. That was unfortunate. Like our matches we were like they were pretty tough, but it's not impossible to shore that stuff up. Like it's like we could also try like Pact of Negation. Like that definitely could be what we need to fight through some of this stuff. Because like the regular Belcher deck does that sometimes, so it's worth considering. It's also worth like maybe considering some like mana rocks that like could speed this up a little bit too. So the snapback wasn't hugely important. The Harbingers also weren't hugely important. So like these are definitely cards we could like change these with a few things to try to make it go a little faster, because like if we were to say like play a mana rock on turn 2, then it opens up lines like playing Belcher for 4 mana on turn 3 and to just activating it in turn 4 without needing a Lotus. So that's something to consider. And if we really want to enable that, like we could also play stuff like Pentad Prism, replace this with like some of the like the blue-black flip land, and then we can even potentially get like 2 mana out of that. That's possible to do that. It might make it easier to also play stuff like Pierce to protect it. I do think, however, we probably need another Gigadrowse. Like 4 of those seems correct. I'm not sure if the Commandeer was like really necessary. I don't know. Like this, it didn't really seem like we were in the match where we needed this. I think that there are probably times where if we see like Field of Ruin, we're definitely going to want this island, but I guess if we're up against Boseiju, we could also consider it too for that reason. But yeah, we didn't bring it in against that deck. We probably could have, but we didn't need it. I don't know. I feel like with a little bit of work, like we can probably improve this list a little bit. But I will say it's like really fun to play. So it's like a really different kind of play pattern from what we're normally used to. Because instead of like being like an aggro tempo controlling kind of deck, which shifts modes very much depending on the matchup. Like there are matches where you're going to be very aggressive, matches where you're going to be the hard control deck, and there's also matches where you're somewhere in the middle there, when you're just trying to like play like one or two creatures and then just like one or two pieces of interaction and slow down like that. Yeah, more like the kind of Delver style, but this deck is like completely on the other end of the spectrum, where we are just like putting all of our hopes and dreams into resolving a spell. So I don't know, Pact of Negation might be a card that's like a little bit better than some of this stuff. It could work with it because it does, like we don't, if we're playing like say Belcher for instance, we don't actually have to successfully pay for Pact. As long as we untap with it, we just get to use it and win. So that's worth thinking about. Or also maybe just like playing like a talisman or something, like I said, just to have the extra mana on turn 3. It could matter. So it enables like turn 4s where you have access to 5 mana, so you can play like Belcher plus Spell Pierce or something like that. It's worth thinking about. I might experiment a little bit more with this, but I don't know. Like all the matches we lost were like, I think they were very tough situations. So, and I mean, I think some of them were just like missing on lands. It was a little bit rough. We do have 24 actual lands in the deck, even though we don't see it, but so that is a fair bit. Like to miss on to miss our like third land is really brutal too. So. Notably, though, in fairness, we also didn't go up against any grief decks, so we didn't have to experience that misery. I don't know. Well, I guess it could have gone worse, but there's still probably a little bit of room for improvement. But I don't know. Like I said, I do this for a little bit of variety every once in a while, and I just wanted to try something different. Like I said, we've been doing well with like regular Merfolk, so I thought maybe we could take a week to just experiment. So. I don't know. This is a neat kind of deck to me. Like I said, I'll probably play this in paper and see if there's anything I noticed about it that I like. But yeah, this card is effectively like Doomsday in this kind of list, so it can be really fun. So, all right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Like I said, it's a little bit different from what we normally do, but like I said, you have to experiment from time to time. You don't want to play literally the same deck every single week, or otherwise everybody knows what you're up against and they'll be prepared for you. So, all right, let's see. You were going to name it Enchantress, but yeah, Enchanter. Okay, yeah. I won't use Umbreon. You already have an Eevee. You want to make that Espeon. Yeah, that's fair. And I think Umbreon, I think in Crystal Clear is one of the weaker Eevee forms. So yeah, there is that. So. I'm working on shiny hunting everything. I think I'm about a third of the way through Crystal Clear, just getting one of every single shiny. It's a very, very slow work because I only usually do it during my lunch breaks and whenever I'm not doing something else. So I don't even do it every day. So I can go like multiple days without even playing, but yeah, I'll get there eventually. So yeah. I love like Crystal Clear is like my favorite hack of Pokemon by far. You should definitely like check it out if you like Pokemon. It's the best Gen 2 hack I think that exists. So maybe someday I'll do a stream of that. So all right. Well, it is that time again, everybody. Do we actually like? Is there somebody else streaming right now that we can go visit? I am. Oh, you know what? Meat is streaming some modern Yawgmoth, so we'll go and visit him again. Everybody, thank you for being here with me. I'm gonna go and send you off for the night. Your first proper ROM hack. Well, you definitely picked a really good one. Like I said, Crystal Clear has tons of love poured into it. Why is the raid button not working? Oh shit. Hold on a second. I don't know. Uh-oh. I don't know if my stream is still active or not. Twitch just like died on me. All right, here we go. Now we're up here. We're live. There we go. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here with me. I'll be back again next week. Oh, what? Did he like just sign off? Is that why I can't raid him? That was just weird. Okay, once more with feeling, right? Okay. Okay, it's just not letting me do a raid right now. Why, my bad. Alright, well, I guess we're not sending you off to anybody because Twitch is just being really weird, so... Alright, I guess I'll see you guys again next week. We'll play, like, actual regular Merfolk next week, but... We might come back to this at one point again in the future with a slightly revised list. I don't know. Because this is too entertaining to me not to do, so... Alright, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, everyone.